my name is Amber Silvas, better known as Bones, and today I'll be talking about Coaching Cheerleading Successfully by Linda Ray Chappel. Okay, so mainly this book is about, she starts off by talking about her philosophy and how her philosophy will help you basically become a coach and what mindset you want to have for being a coach and how that reflects on your athletes. Not only does she talk about coaching, but she also talks about strategies and what cheerleaders really do in little detail. Okay, so Linda Ray Chappel began in 1960 at Raytown South High School in Missouri. Then continued cheering in Central State University in Warrensburg, Missouri. She began working with coaches and cheerleaders at colleges and summer camps, which also made her go into starting her own cheerleading company, which is Dynamic Cheerleading Association. She's hosted about six cheerleading championships, and Dynamic Cheerleading Association is also kind of like NCA or UCA. They host cheerleading camps, summer camps at college universities, and basically this kind of goes for college students sometimes, or usually it's about high school students going to cheer camps. But not only does Dynamic Cheerleading Association surround over camps, but they also sell accessories, educational materials, and clothing. Also, to go back on that, she also has, not only is Coaching Cheerleading Successfully her only book, but she also has a book called The Spirit Book, which many cheerleaders see as their cheerleading Bible. So what's to be expected? Be respectful, avoid comparison, sportsmanship, communication, and spirit building. So being respectful, that's the number one thing a cheerleader or a person should always, look for, because, in order to get respect, you have to give respect. Okay, so avoiding comparison. She talks about avoiding comparison is mainly not to compare yourself to other athletes or, your squad, for example. Be your own you, basically, not rely on everybody else. Be the person you want your coaches to see. Sportsmanship, this also goes kind of into avoiding comparison, because, sometimes with comparison, people tend to bump heads. Sportsmanship, when going to championships or, games, pep rallies, so forth, be respectful, knowing that people are watching you. Be someone that people want to look up to. Communication. Communication is important because, if there's a problem, it's better to speak on it. A lot of times in high school, she talked about how, parents' communication is also important as well, especially if it's in high school. College, it's not really as much because you're kind of independent on your own. So, getting the parents' permission and seeing what, their thoughts, knowing what they have to say. Spirit building is also going into comparison of sportsmanship. Every year it's not the same team, it's always someone different at least. So getting to know and knowing that you're going to be surrounded by those people for a while and not wanting to bump heads or force them. Okay, so planning for a season, which I'll start off by, planning tryouts, judging, selecting a squad. So planning tryouts basically go into first, who's going to sign up. If you sign up, male or female, sign up with the coach. This goes into a meeting basically explaining of what the tryout is to be expected, how parents can be involved, how you're supposed to be involved, what you're bringing to the table basically. Judging. When judging, especially in tryouts, judges really look for, really great jumps, expression, volume, which I'll talk about in a little bit. Tumbling it's not really required. Some schools are, and apparel. You take off points of what you wear, and they're very specific, and they really look for stuff. For example, what you're supposed to be wearing is white shirt or black shorts. Some schools go off of your school colors, so sometimes it can be different. Selecting a squad kind of goes into also judging, because at the end of the tryout, judges tally up their scores and see who top 10, or depending on how much your cheer team is wanting. So scheduling cheer camps, squad travel, uniforms, and supply are kind of based into one, because scheduling, once you make the squad, your thing is, you're supposed to be here, this is something you signed up for. And it's really important for like time management and and if there's a problem, this goes also back to communication of what time you're supposed to be at practice, games, so forth, and other activities such as fundraisers or community events. It kind of shows the coaches of how committed you are to being there. Cheer camp, squad travel, uniform supply. Once making the squad, this kind of all three of these go together, because as she explained in the book, cheerleading is really expensive. The cost that is ultimated up is about $1,000 just for all three of these. Not separately, but all together. Cheer camp is like kind of an experience of getting yourself out there and learning from others, and knowing that there's a lot more that you can learn from. And squad travel, that's kind of team bonding as well. And uniforms and supplies, she has her own company, and there's about 3 other associations that you can get your materials from. Okay, so cheer basics, arm, leg motions, jumps, stunts, safety, volume, and expression. So these kind of go into one, because, and this is also something that during tryouts, something that they're looking for. Not always stunts apparently, but stunts are usually after into the season. But arm and leg motions, you're wanting to be tight. And in the book, she also explains how, and she shows you also with pictures of how motions are, how many different arm and leg motions that there are. This goes also with how many different jumps there are, and stunts. So these 3 are kind of one together. And stunts and safety, that's really a big thing, because a lot of people get hurt in stunts. So that's one of the things, watch out for each other. This also goes into, sportsmanship as well, because it's really important and nobody really wants to get hurt. Volume. So volume, this and expression kind of goes into, as I said before, kind of showing your coach that you're wanting to be there. You signed up for something, play the part. Overall, I really enjoyed this book, just because, this is something that I really like. Cheerleading is my number one main thing. And seeing how successful she has been, and reading the book and how much detail she's put into so many things, of not only of what cheerleading is, but of basically how to be a coach, and how coaches see you as, and how athletes see you as, and how to react to things, whether you're angry or so. This goes also into your philosophy of, who you're wanting to be, and how will that affect you when becoming a coach. And she explains that. And I would probably read this book again. But that's about it. Thank you.